Today we are going to be dealing with colors in Photoshop. As I told you before, this class is a step-by-step guide that will teach you all you need to know in Photoshop. And as I told you, we are going to start from the basics to the professional. So guys, I want to use this opportunity to tell you that if you are watching this video, please help me and click the subscribe button. Help me and subscribe, then click on the notification button so that anytime I post a video, you'll be able to get a notification. So let's go into colors in Photoshop and how to add all of them. So first of all, before you start working in Photoshop, you have to import an image. How can you import an image? You can go to File, go to New, then you put any size of, like this one is to open a page. You understand? If you want to open a page, you understand? So you can put any size you want. In Photoshop doesn't measure in feet. This one is in inches. You can put any measurement you want. So this one, I want to do this one 8 inches by 11 inches. So this one now should be A4 size, and you guess. Or if I want to, as you can see, this thing now is in portrait form. If I want to change it to landscape, I go to image, I go to image rotation, I go to clockwise. As you can see, I've rotated it to this thing, landscape format. Then if I want to import an image, I go to File, I go to Open. That is if I want to import an image from my computer. Understand? I go to File, I go to Open. Then I look for the location of the image I want to import. Any image at all. If it is this one, I can import this one. This is a design I did for my web design training. Understand? So I'm going to cancel it because this is not what we are here for. I'm just trying to explain this thing for you so you know. So now I can create a page like this, a layer like this. You understand? So I'm going to be teaching you where you will get colors in Photoshop and how to add them in Photoshop. You have different types of color in Photoshop. So now, and I told you about this bucket pen tool. We are going to be making use of it here. Do you understand? So now, if I want to create a rectangular color, I can come to here and pick this tool. Now this tool has family, I guess. So rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool, then single row marquee tool, and single column. So if I want to create a, let me say, a rectangular shape, I just select this rectangular tool. Then I come here. First of all, anytime you want to create a shape, try and create a layer, a particular layer for that shape. Create an empty layer for that shape so that you'll be able to move it from the background without having any obstruction. So first of all, I'll come here. If I click on this thing, this icon here means empty layer. So if I click on it, it has generated empty layer. There's nothing in this layer now. So if I click on it again, it will still generate another layer. Well, let me delete this one. I press on delete. So I'll be making use of this one for this rectangular shape. So for me to create a rectangular shape on this layer now, I'll just pick this to come here, then left click and drag. As you can see, I've created something in a rectangular form. Do you understand? Then I will now come here and pick any color I want. If I want, I'll use this black that is here. If I want, I can, let me see if I can use yellow. or let me check green, just any color you want that is suitable to the work you are doing. You just click OK. Then for you to add this color here, just go to this bucket pen tool, now click on it. Then as you can see, just bring your mouse pointer inside this. As far as you have picked this bucket pen tool now, bring your mouse pointer and click inside this shape you created to automatically pour this color inside this shape. So let's go, let's click, boom. You can see we have added this color here. So if I create another rectangular shape, then I have to deselect because I'm done with this one. I have to deselect by pressing Ctrl D or right clicking to click on deselect. So if I create another shape like this, then I create empty layer for it. And let me see if I can use another color, blue. Blue is okay. I'm just doing this for a practical purpose. We have not started designing mainly. We have not started designing fully. So I'll go back and pick the bucket paint tool because I've made the shape. So once I click inside, I'll pour the tool. I'll pour the paint here. So let's click, boom. You can see blue color. So this is how to create a shape and how to add colors to the shape. You understand? For example, now if I use this move tool to, let me deselect this thing, I press Ctrl D. So if I use this pen tool to create a shape, for example, 1, I click here, 2, click here, 3, click here, 4, then I press, remember I press what? Ctrl Enter. You understand? Once I press Ctrl Enter, I create a shape for it. This one now, I drew this shape by myself. I didn't generate it from here. So then I pick buckets. Let me check another color. This color is okay. So I choose bucket pen tool and pour it here, and I press Ctrl D. You understand? So this is how to add color to any shape you created. Then let's check again. For example, if I use this polygonal lasso tool now and create a shape, let me say this shape. I don't know the name of this shape. I'm just creating just to show you something. Listen attentively. You have to learn this thing because you are going to be making use of all of them. You understand? If I don't want to pour this color inside this shape, you understand? If I don't want to, but I want the color to go in the same line with this thing, what I will do is that I will just create a layer for that. Make sure I highlighted the layer. Then I will right click and click on stroke. You understand? So once I click on stroke, I can change any color I want from here. Let me use yellow this time around. And once I pick this color, I can reduce this thing to any pixel I want. That is, if I want the line to be big or small, then 20. Let's use 20 for example. Then I click OK. As you can see, we didn't pour the color inside this line. We used the line to create a color. So if I press Ctrl D now, you discover that I made a shape with this thing. You understand? So I can also use pen tool as well. I told you that this pen tool and this one work hand in hand, but they don't do the same work actually. So pen tool is mostly for drawing. I use it to draw logo. So for example now, if I click here to make a shape with pen tool, then click here, then drag and bend, then I hold Alt to cut it here, then I remove my hand from the Alt key, then I click here too, then I join it, maybe like this. For example, if I created this shape now and I want to add this type of layer, this type of I want to create this type of shape now. I don't want to pour the color inside. Remember, if you want to pour it inside, you click Control Enter, but that is not what I want to do. I want to add it like this because it is pen tool. So what I will need to do is just to right click, go to stroke path, then I'll say brush. Okay, brush is okay. Click OK. As you can see, I've created a line, but the line is too tiny because of the size of the brush I use. So now let's undo, Control Alt Z. Let's redo it. Look at the brush here, the brush tool. I click on brush tool now, then I increase the size. You understand? That is the pixel size. I increase it to something like, let me say 15 is okay. Then I come back to this pen tool, click on this pen tool again. Then I come back here and right click and click on stroke path, then click OK. As you can see, the size has increased because I increased the pixel. Remember in this stroke path we used brush. In the pen tool we used brush, so that is the reason why. And this brush now is this brush that is here. So for you to increase the size, you have to click on brush and increase the size. Don't make mistake, please. So that is it. So these are the colors that we have created. So there is another way to add color in an object, which is I can click, if I want to change this color now and I don't want to use this bucket pen tool to add the color, I can come here, click on this FX means effect, then I can click on color overlay. As you can see, it has changed to red. So any color I select from here will definitely appear there. So I've changed this thing to purple now. You understand? So I've changed it to purple. So now, as this is purple now, if I want it to have outline with another color, understand? For another line, another color now to round it like this. What I will do is I'll click on this effect. You know, the other time we did color overlay, right? So what you are going to do this time around, we click on stroke. So as you can see, this stroke now has added another color at the edges of it. So I can change this color now because the original color, the default color is black. I can change this color now to red. You just select any color you want. You understand? So that is how to make use of this color too. So let's check another way to add colors and create shapes. For example, okay, let me hide all these ones we have created. Let me say, for example, I want to make, and there's another way to create color too. Another way to create color is that you can come here, this icon here, you click on it, you see these other ways to create color. So you see something like solid color. Now solid color now is to create color that will cover the image you selected or the background. So for example, now if I click here, let me deselect. You know, I've not removed this shape I created. So let me press Control Enter, or let me just press Enter so that this line will go out. So Control D. So I've deselected. So now if I want to create solid color, the solid color is another pattern of creating colors for background. Solid color covers the whole page. So if I want to create another, you know, here the background is white. If I want to create another color, to change it from white, I'll just click on this background now. Then, because I want the color to be on top of this background, so what I'll do is that I'll come to this icon, Once I click on it, I'll go to solid color. Click solid color. As you can see, the color has changed. I can change it to black. I can change it to the background color has changed. I can change it. And I can see these are another way to create color. So again, let's create a layer on top of this solid color. Then you click here. Let's check another pattern of creating colors. This gradient too. Gradient is another way of creating color that resembles light. Do you understand? Another way of creating colors that resemble light. Cancel. Another way of creating color that resembles light. Sorry. So for me, I can change this color to a click OK. As you can see, the color I created here is fainty. You understand? The color I created here is fainty. Do you understand? So another way to create this type of fainty color again is, let me hide it. If I click this eye now to hide. Another way to create this fainty color is I'll create a layer like this. Maybe, for example, I will choose this color that resembles brown. Then I will use this rectangular tool to create. Okay, I'll use this rectangular tool to create a shape. Then click here, because I want to use this bucket pen tool to add this color that is here. So, and I'm adding it to this background, this empty layer I created. So I add like this. As I've added like this, then I deselect, Ctrl D. That line has gone out. So another way to create that fainty line, fainty light color, is this thing is erasing tool. I'll come to this erasing tool, pick this style, this icon. Then I'll come back here. As you can see, if I use this thing now, I'll use it and clean here. It's fainting it. So that is, we have different shapes. So any shape you clean, you pick here will definitely give you what, like for example, this shape now. For example, if I use it here, if I use it here, sorry, to definitely give me the shape. So, but that is not what I want. I want to create something in form of light. So I press Ctrl Alt Z to go back. That is undo. Now I go back to pick down my tool again. Then I come back here. I increase the size. Can increase the size to this thing. Yeah, can you see the size of my icon here? Then you can increase the size to anything you want. You understand? So you can actually increase the size to anything you want. Let me hide all this one so you see how I create it. All these shapes that I created. So as it is now, I will have to increase the size of my icon. Then I will now come like this, and if I start, I'll start cleaning it with this erasing tool. This erasing tool. Then I'll start click. As I'm cleaning can you see it? It's forming a light effect. It's forming a light effect, a light color. So that is another way to make a color in a light form. So that is it, brethren. That is it. So as you can see, it's almost the same thing with this one. So if I want it to be, I can use this move tool to drag it down. So check. It's almost the same thing with this first one we created with gradient. So that is that. about shapes and colors. Then let me see if I can still show you another one. We have talked about solid color, gradient. Curves is also used for brightness. So you can see the effect that curves is not about color chart. Curves is for let me delete it. Curves is for brightness. If you want to make the color brighter. Then this is hue, saturation. Hue is used to change color of an already made layer. As you can see, this hue saturation now is taking effect on this layer that is under it. We have hue is more of colors. Then saturation is light and dark red. You understand? Then value is this lightness now is to change it whether you want it to be pure black or you want it to be pure white. So do you understand? So that is all about hue and saturation. Then another way to change color too is by color balancing, which is Control B. If you press Control B, you will see this color balancing. In this color balancing, you can add color, but this color balance is more of human image or what do they call it, or color grading. That is where you normally use this. So there is another one that is camera raw filter. Camera raw filter, still a way of changing color. That is you can change the color temperature, the color tint, the pressure, the highness, depending on where you will start using all these things. So you just have to know that. I just want to show you that all these things exist in Photoshop. So in my next class, we will learn how to create designs with all these shapes and colors and how all of them work. So thanks for participating in today. Meet you in the next.